Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to our number fourth in a series of Martian check-ins. We've, by unanimous vote, we decided to go with a Martian parent, and also by unanimous vote, this particular Martian parent was selected as the voluntold maybe or volunteered volunteered for this task of Martian check-in. So this is Stacy Land, and
Hi,
she,
everyone.
yeah, say hi.
So
And
glad.
and this is awesome. I mean, this is really cool, and I really thank you for doing this because this will be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Um, yeah.
It was an easy yes for me. No problem. I'm glad to be here.
Well, cool. Thank you so much. So I guess the easy question. So how long have you been a Martian, or your family?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been almost 3 years, coming up on 3 years. I had to actually look that one up. Yeah,
Wow.
because it flies by. But yeah, it's
Did you
been.
guys start in the summer?
We did start in the summer, and
Okay.
yeah. I have two swimmers, and started August. Yeah, so August will be 3 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
And then which pool? Tell everybody which pool you're at. I know, but tell everybody which pool you're at.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're at the GCISD pool in Grapevine. Yeah,
Okay,
and that, as you know, we sometimes swim in the other pools too, but
sure.
that's our main pool for
That's your
practice.
home pool, sure. And then what? Your kids, Cade, is swimming with Coach Shannon, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on the seniors team, and he turned last month. He turned 14.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, he turned 14. We were like getting to swim.
Oh sure.
Uh,
Yeah.
Cade was 10 years old when we
Hmm.
started,
Hmm.
and he didn't know the strokes, didn't know anything about swimming, and
Right.
we came for some lessons. And well, I brought Cheney for lessons, and Cade ended up swimming.
Oh really?
So yeah, I brought her for just some swim lessons to learn how to swim, because we were thinking of putting a pool in.
Hmm.
And and so it ended up Cade took interest and said, "Hey, I want to do this." And at the time, he was playing baseball.
Hmm. Hmm.
He had played he was a lot of a lot of sports athlete. Um,
That's awesome. I mean, and then, as you may have seen, USA Swimming, especially, and I know our staff has always pushed athleticism and doing other sports and doing other things. And, better athletes make better swimmers.
oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Um, and we hung on as long as, I mean, he played basketball up until like last year, to where until finally the swimming is pretty demanding.
That's what he
So
and that's what he wants to do. Sure, sure,
right,
sure.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
is
he
it
definitely
Cheney, right? Is it and she's how old is
changed.
she? How old is she?
She turned 9 3 months ago, so she's 9. Yeah, she's
Okay,
9.
awesome. Awesome.
Uh-huh. She really enjoys the swimming, and we love her to do it. We love Kay doing it, and Kay. I mean, like I said, we were a little late coming, but to swim, but once he learned the strokes, he just kind of took off from there.
Got it took off. Wow, 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 wow. So you've been, as a almost 3 years now. What do you think is the best thing about being a Martian mom? I mean, what do you get out of it, do you think, or your family the best thing for you guys?
Oh, I mean, that's a big question.
I
You know
know, I
that.
know, but I want to make it real broad so that you could answer it any way you like.
Oh, well, I mean, we love being a part of Mars. I mean, as it was a great from day one, but then as we got to know the coaches, and you and Coach Suzanne, and all the Mars coaches, we were like, this is just the best thing ever. I mean, this is like, we just had to pinch ourselves. I mean, it was it was just the greatest thing. And our kids love swimming, so we try to. I mean, we just support them in their swimming that they want to do. That's I mean, I'm trying to think. I had actually made a couple of notes. Of course, you make notes and you plan, but then never.
I get
I mean,
it.
I love watching them reach, new goals
Hmm.
when, the daily goals that, I mean, not daily, but, swimming is very demanding, right?
Oh yeah, sure. And unforgiving.
Yeah. I mean, and not everybody can do swimming. Swimming is pretty,
It's special, but it's special because of that. I think I will always have believed the hard is what makes it great, and swimmers are special.
definitely, definitely. I mean, I love it. It's the greatest sport,
Hmm.
to me, without a doubt. It is when I'm at my happiest. I'm happiest when I am at the pool, period.
Yeah.
Whether it's the biggest meet ever, or
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
even just the daily. I love watching all the kids, honestly. I mean, I'm real geeked out about. I like watching when the little kids start for the season,
That's
when they
fun,
start.
isn't it? It's like salmon, just throwing salmon into the water. It's
Yeah,
pretty crazy. Yeah, it's awesome. It is
I love
awesome.
watching it. And our kids, I mean, I love watching them get better,
Hmm.
and them say, when you first transition onto a team in the age group, and they go, oh, it's so hard at first, and then all of a sudden they're saying, wow, this is easy now,
Hey, this is easy. How about that?
right.
So
That's
it's
fun to
not. It
watch.
can't all be sprinkles and fairies, though. I mean, what do you think the hardest thing is about being a swim mom in general? I mean, what's the hardest part about being involved in swimming?
I mean, the day to day, because swimming is not one of those things that you can do once or twice a week and
Yeah,
you're good. I mean, swimming is, it's depending on your level, it can be daily, it can be,
sure. Yeah.
but I mean, probably just the balancing it all, you
Perfect.
know.
Yes.
I mean, because you have school and then you have swim and then you have homework and then, you have meals that have to be,
Yeah.
prepared. And I
Sure.
mean, and swimmers need lots of food and lots of good food. I mean, it's not. So that's probably that part of it. And I would say the other thing that's the hardest would be 2-a-days. I mean, just because I'm not a 6 a.m.er or a 5 a.m.er.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I got it.
I mean, I'm good at like 8 or 9 o'clock, but
Uh,
when you got to be somewhere at 6 o'clock in the morning, that means you've got to get up at like 5 o'clock. And
no, I understand.
I would say the 2-a-days are probably, for those out there that know that have 2-a-days, you know what I mean? Like that's the
Sure.
hardest.
It is the hardest thing, yeah. Well, you had mentioned that you love hanging around. You go to all the events. Well, that was something that I have noticed, and we talk about a lot. Is you're certainly in that super parent mode where you are at all of the meets, and you're always there, and you're always working, and you're doing a bunch of stuff. I mean, why? I know you said you wanted to be a part, but I mean, do you? What else? What else is there in this? That you like to be there as much as you do. Is there anything else that kind of drives you to always
I
be like
mean,
you're the head timer a lot, aren't you? You seem to like that job.
I do that a lot. I mean, I've done every job. The
Yes, I
only
know.
job,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just once you realize you get, I mean, I got the big picture. I started studying up like right when we entered swim. I kind of don't do things small. I kind of go big or go home. And so when we started doing swim, I started reading up and studying, and I started looking and watching and asking lots of questions.
Hmm.
And so when you understand meat operations like you do, on the big scale, running
Hmm.
meats, running, then and the need is, I mean, it's a three-prong. It's coaches, it's parents, and it's parent volunteers and
Yeah.
coaches and swimmers.
Yeah. Of
It's
course.
kind of a three. It's kind of a trifecta. It's kind of a three. it's like a stool.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have one of those things, then it makes it a little unbalanced, a little bit harder.
Yeah.
So you need, so I understand the importance, I guess you could say, of,
Mm-hmm.
and I love being there. I love the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a happy place. I love being there for my kids. They see their parents being involved, and I like to be an example in that, in that way for them.
Mm-hmm.
Daryl, same way, he does that, all the little number stuff that I can't, not that I can't do that. Everything else I can do.
Sure, sure. That's awesome. Well, was it hard the very first time or the very first couple of times that you volunteered at a meet? I mean, did you find it difficult, or were you intimidated to try it?
A little bit. I was, yeah, a little. I was. I was a little unsure of myself at the beginning, and when
Sure.
when I first
Mm-hmm.
started. That's why I like. I love to work with. I love to work with the parents. I love to work because I'm kind of one part. I'm one part parent. I'm one part coach. I'm one part. Uh, you know, I don't, I'm just, I love all aspects of it. I kind of see it from all angles, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I see the coaches, what they need. I see the parents and what they need. I try to, the kids, I love to be there to support, especially the little kids that, and sometimes even the bigger kids that, if they had a bad race or,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
yeah. And then maybe, something that I know some parents have talked to me about in the past is they like watching how their child, of course, everybody wants to win, but they really enjoy watching and are interested in how their child handles failure. How does it, I think the swimmer messed up or didn't get a best time for whatever reason, or maybe even the coach is kind of getting after him or her about something. And some parents are very interested in seeing how their child responds to that, because that's a huge life lesson. I mean, a huge life lesson for kids. And so and then go home and reinforce that feeling, whatever that was. So that's kind of a neat thing too.
Exactly. It's a balance when you, as a parent, because you want to see your kids succeed. You want to
Sure.
see them, and it's hard when they, barely miss that time cut, or, it's hard. It's hard, but that's part of what makes swimming so great. Is
Yeah.
it teaches more than just how to get in the water and swim. It
Yeah.
teaches, I mean, it teaches life lessons. It teaches guts, is what it teaches, because you
Yeah.
got, these kids have guts. They
They
have
do. They have
real
that.
guts.
They
And,
really do.
to get in the water and do what they do every day, and do it, it just, not everybody can. If it was easy, like I always tell my kids, if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Everybody
Everybody
would
would
do
be an Olympian like
it.
Kate,
Yep. Yep.
I mean,
And that kind of brings me to this one of the last questions. Is the good segue here is so we've been in this mess for 6 weeks now. What's it is hard. It is tough, and I talk to all these kids, my kids that I coach, and others, and then my own children, and they're battling. But from a lot of the things that you said already, that they're tough, and they are persevering, and they're figuring it out, and they're making they're making do. So, but what do you see as a parent of swimmers? What do you see as the best thing, if you can find one, and the worst thing of this last 6 weeks, and maybe a week or two more, whatever it's going to be?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's also a loaded question, right? Because this has been, I would say, easily the hardest thing that our country has dealt with for a very long time. It's
Agreed.
been, uh, I've certainly never seen anything like this, and I'm sure you haven't either.
I don't know.
Yeah, so it's, of course, I think that it's been a very difficult time. What we've seen economically and the sickness and it was stunning. It was shocking to me. It was shocking to us, to our family. We were saddened and very concerned. So apart from the big picture of this virus, it's been difficult on our, it's been hard. It's been hard for everybody. It's been hard for USA Swimming. It's been hard for sports in general. To have to, for us personally, to have to, get out of the water, it was, it posed a real challenge. We were stressed. We were not happy about it, not happy at all.
Is there a silver lining, you think? I mean, do you think there's something good going to come from this?
Oh yeah, I definitely. Of course, I'm a glass half full kind of person. So I mean, you're asking the wrong person.
No, I'm not. I'm asking the right person because I knew you were going to answer this really well.
I am a glass half full gal. I think that, I think that as a whole, the whole country, the whole world, even, but I think it's caused everyone to pause and to recollect and to examine things more closely, examine things, looking at ourselves, looking at just everything in general, and how we can make things better. How can we make our lives better? How can we do better? How can we improve? I think that we pray every day about this situation, and for this will all end soon, and
end well.
We just pray that this will be over soon. But and also, people weren't meant. The whole apart thing and the whole 6-foot distance, and people weren't meant for this. People were meant to be together. Yeah. I don't mean to sound like
no, sure. We're herd animals.
Yes. Look at, what we all do. We gather hundreds and hundreds of people in one big room around one big swimming pool. And and that's our thing. That's, you can't replace that. The togetherness of all, everybody is what makes it so great. Taking away all of people being together, whether it's at a restaurant or at an auditorium or, at a sports venue, wherever you are, I think that's probably been the hardest thing for everybody to endure. People need each other. We need each other. People need each other.
Maybe we'll all be nicer now and appreciate each other more.
Right. Being more loving, more caring, more, wow, that would be a very good side effect.
That'd be a silver lining. That would be the silver lining, yeah.
The silver lining, absolutely.
Well, hey, let me, this question you did not have. For those of you who haven't figured this out yet, I sent Stacy a half a dozen questions, but I was just thinking of this. Do you have a question about the program or about me or the history of it? Or I know I did my thing a couple weeks ago with Shannon, but is there something that anything you wondered about that you didn't know about Mars, where we came from, or anything like that?
Of course. I know a lot about Mars, but and a lot about you and Coach Suzanne. But I guess probably on a more personal level. What do you find? What is your favorite thing, or the most? Because I find your job to be very fulfilling. You provide such a great thing.
Well, thank you. Yeah. You know what, the biggest thing, and we talk about this all the time, and Shannon and I talk about this all the time, because as we become more chronologically gifted, we see these things. But we've had so many swimmers that start at 6 and 7 years old in our program, and are with us for 10, 15 years nonstop. We know them. We spend more time with them than their parents do in many cases. And to see them develop and mature and then turn into just awesome people. And they do so well academically, in society. They become, I can't tell you how many doctors we have in our that are Martian alum, and really important, impressive people that we have, and just to be a small part of that, and seeing that grow from basically a seed, a 6 or 7 year old, till they go to college, and then they come on back and they want to coach for you, or they just want to hang out, or they become friends, or that is really cool. And I mean, that's
Probably the
really
coolest
cool.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
is.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I envy, your job. I think it would be, I mean, I have a piece of it, but not to the same degree that, you do. I agree. I think that's awesome. I
That's
mean,
pretty cool. That is pretty
yeah,
cool.
definitely.
Well, I'd like to be able to have this huge announcement that we're going to get back in the water like tomorrow or something, but I don't.
I was going to
I
ask
will.
you, I was
I
going to
know.
ask you this.
I will share. I guess I don't really have a lot to share, but I uh, I almost thought that we are going to be able to get in at least one or two of the pools on Monday. I mean, I got a couple of emails that were teasing me, and then they said, "Oh, never mind, the governor. We read between the lines of the governor's statement, and we really can't make that happen." So we're not going to get in on Monday like I thought, but like I thought maybe. But I guess the one thing I probably do want to announce, I don't have a date, but I think everyone can figure out that things are going to be different when we come back. Um, there's going to be new rules and policies in place, whether they're Mars policies or Department of Health policies or USA Swimming policies, and it's going to be different. And I'm really hoping that everyone understands, what's gone on the last 6 or 8 or however many weeks it winds up being, and how tough that is for everybody. And I really hope nobody has anybody ill in their family, but how big of a deal this is, because we're going to have some sort of social distancing. We're probably going to not be able to share equipment, so kids are going to have to purchase their own kickboards and buoys and fins and that kind of stuff. So I'm
Right.
working on all that to make it as easy and cheap as possible for everybody. But we're going to, there's going to be some differences. We probably going to have to realign the groups a little bit, because we're going to probably be limited to how many people we can have in the water at one time. So we're going to have to be flexible. There's probably going to be more dry land involved, especially in big groups where we might have to rotate or something, I mean, so I guess my big announcement is understand all that and be patient and flexible and
Exactly.
understand that we're going to make this up as we go along. And it's because it is so unprecedented, as we've talked about it a little while ago. But I think it's going to be good. I think we'll be just fine. We will be. It really will be.
Yeah, I definitely do. I think that we'll have to adjust. I think all of us will have to adjust a little, and there'll be some of that. But I think that really, and I think that we will all be back. It might take a year or longer,
Yeah.
but I think that it'll all be back to normal eventually. But for now, I think, yeah, that we're just going to have a new normal, like what you're talking about with the
It's going to be a new normal. Get ready for here's a new buzzword that's going to be coming around: virtual meets, virtual swim meets.
Oh,
That's something that you're going to see. I'm not saying that I'm scheduling one yet, but that's something that's coming down the pike that teams are going to be dealing with: virtual swim meets. And
okay.
so it used to be called, back in the day, it used to be called a postal meet, where everybody did a swim meet and actually literally mailed their results onto somebody to compile and then come up with the results. This will be
Uh-huh.
all virtual, because of technology, we can do it instantly. So we may be doing that for a while too. So we'll see. There's lots of things we don't know yet.
Okay. Well, that sounds interesting. I
Yeah.
mean, it sounds doable.
And you're in charge. You're in charge, by the way.
I'll be there. I mean, I don't think I miss a meet, but
Yeah.
I try to be there for everything.
Okay, well, hey, this has been fun. I don't want to take up any more time. And I actually, as I told you a little bit earlier, we have a staff meeting now here in about 5 minutes. So,
Yep,
all
perfect
right. Well,
timing.
thank you so much, Stacy. I really appreciate it. And
You're,
all my best to you and the family. And I hope to see you guys really soon.
oh, we hope to see you guys really soon too. We miss you.
We miss you. All right, you guys take care. All right,
Thank you.
bye-bye. Thank you.